So I want to go back to an earlier point that I made because I didn't get an exact answer. In 2017, you said that you don't give a fuck about you and your family. You and your country. Yeah. Not family. Not family.
Come on, not that.
You are like, he is like that, but it's fine.
Why you like that today?
Nah, I'm just joking. Obviously. I'm not joking. So 17 you said that, and I heard some stories why you said that, right? But can you give me a little bit of a background story? Because you said earlier that it was because he said that you always choking or whatever, and you got really mad or something. But what was the exact reason? Because he was at one particular guy, no? Is there one particular guy?
Yeah, I mean, what happened was was getting on the edge with those those comments for years. Not something that happened there.
And then it blew up.
Yeah, and then blew up because it was around the time I was diagnosed with depression.
Yeah.
So it was like so, when you get really explosive for anything. So it was really hard to control some feelings at that time.
Yeah.
And I kept getting those messages. And that day, I played a solo queue game with a streamer.
With a streamer.
Yeah. The streamer was Rakin. I don't know if you know him. And
no idea.
I'm in good terms with him. Right?
Is he famous?
Yeah, he's pretty famous.
He used to be very famous back then.
Yeah.
Now he's cancelled or something? Or what?
No, he's just streaming different games, just vibing.
He's just a bit away from League. But he's a good guy. And he was streaming, and then we started fighting inside the game, and his fans went on Twitter and started flaming me. So I lost it. And I said a bit of what I wanted,
I mean, I've two questions regarding that, but the first I think is more important, mental health. Because I feel like mental health is a big taboo question, in publicly people say we support you, we support you, we support you, we support you. I think, at least in Brazil, there's a lot of people that, not just in Brazil actually. For me, something that I really don't like about today's social media, and I can be honest with this, is virtue signaling. All these people, they're hypocrites. They say we support you, we want to help you through the mental health issues, but they're the same people that abuse streamers and players and stuff. A lot of these guys are part of the problem, and I really don't like that. Do you think that this mental health kind of issue was caused by playing, or do you think it was more genetic or
mine?
Yeah.
I think it was a bit of stress related.
Yeah.
I almost stopped playing way before that because of this stress, and I'm really competitive. So if I think I can't match my goals, I just shut down. And as a content creator, you are all the time getting feedback, positive and negative. And something that strikes me is that usually what sticks you the most is always the negative, You can have 10 people saying really good stuff about you and that, but that one comment, which is, I don't know, from a
random guy.
Yeah, who knows who he is.
That's the one that ticks you off.
Yeah, and that happens as a pro player as well, but I didn't care that much because I barely use any social media when I was playing, I just want to play. If I could play with a hoodie on and no one knows who I am, I'm happy. I just want to compete. But the stress really, really got to me. And when I wasn't matching my goals and people were, and it was really trying, I really tried.
Yeah. So how about you, Ranger? Do you think mental health is something that you've had to kind of deal with when you were playing too? Because this is something that I hear a lot lately. And for the people that think that esports is easy, right? Every esports player, let me tell you the truth, guys. Every esports player comes in with the dream of it's a gaming house, it's chill, I get to play games for a living, it's going to be all fun and games. Mm-hmm. But in fact, it's terrible. You actually work 15, 16 hours a day.
Yeah, you kind of lose the pleasure.
Yeah, and it's not fun at all. It's not fun at all, and that's the reality check. And then once they're in it, it's too late to leave a lot of the time. I was lucky because I joined coaching with no intention to coach professionally, and I did enough research to know that this is how it would be, especially as a coach, because you don't even get to play. You get to watch the fucking game, and you want to do things, you know. So like, is mental health something that you had to struggle with as a player as well, or like, I guess people are different, right? Do you think stress is also something that kind of the stress from being a content creator is something that kind of is what you're struggling with right now? Because you said that you don't mean what you said about the Red fans, right? Like, well, not one-to-one specifically.
Sure,
you know?
sure. Well, to me, it's pretty similar as competing in a sense where you are really try hard, right? And let's say, I think all of us, we were good, right? At competing, or you used to are. So it's just that the victory doesn't taste as sweet as the defeat tastes bitter, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing when you deal with the feedback from the community. Maybe 70% are saying good things, or at least they're not saying bad things, and the 30% that are saying bad things, they just hurt way more, you know. So it's easier for you to focus on the bad side of feedback. It feels like I don't know why we are like this, but
But on the same note, something I'm curious about, and it's not particularly about mental health, it is about performance in general, right? Is from your opinions, because you guys are like experts in the region, why is it that we can't perform internationally in Brazil? I have my opinion, right? From your opinions, why is it that we can't really perform internationally in Brazil? Is it just that, like, why are we bad? Because there's 1.5 million players in Brazil. That's a lot of ranked players, a lot. That's the same as Korea, almost, I think. No, Korea is 3 million, I'm trolling.
It's a lot more.
But 1.5 is like more than Europe, I believe. It's like 1.1 there, I think, something like that, right? Why are we bad, you know?
That's hard to answer.
Is it mental health, right? Because every second person I've talked to in Brazil so far that was a player has some sort of mental health problem.
I don't think so. It's hard to say because I never experienced the better things, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know the good players' mentality, how they play and stuff like that. So it's hard to compare. I know what I've done. And it's hard because we never had like talents, insane talents, you know?
I mean, you did. You were one of them.
Huh?
For sure, no? You were one of them.
Yeah, but I had to develop it, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, you know, the kid with 16 years where you see right away he's outstanding. We never had it.
But so why is that? Why is that?
I don't know.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think for me, league is a game of you have to live it, you know? And you have to live it and have knowledge.
I mean, Jean Malga was a bit special when he was starting out.
He was the only one that really was.
Really, the only one?
People thought was the next level, but he never made it. And then it comes the other part, which is the athlete, you know? We don't have that many. Which players in Brazil, you look at them and say, okay, this guy, he's hungry.
Yeah.
He has everything already, but he's going to do more to take the title.
Do you agree with that? Or?
No, I have a different point of view. Like, I did my fair share of boot camps, right? I think I did around 6, maybe 4 in Korea, and 3 of them I did with some friends. So I saw Brazilian players destroying insane Korean players. Like, for example, FNB, he played against Zeus and he destroyed him like 3 or 4 matchups. And even against you guys, I think we scrimed against Rogue, right? Yeah. You played against the FNB and you have the games, right? He played Gwen, I think, against Odoam, I think.
No, that was oh no, we scrimmed you guys as well.
Oh, actually, we scrimmed against Rogue. You were on Rogue.
Yeah, I was in that roster as well. Yeah, I was in that roster as well. So yeah,
he killed, I think, 25 against you guys, and he solo carried the game. Yeah. So I think we have our fair share of good players individually. Like I'm a big fan of SEEEL. Now I'm a big fan of Pro Delta. I think Brands.
You're a big fan of Pro Delta.
Yeah,
get that, clip that.
I used to hate him a lot.
Bro, you did?
I thought last split he was really.
I'm not even
I thought he was really bad.
Bro, I would open like Cartinas das Lendas or whatever analysis, and every click I did on a 5-hour stream, it's something about Pro Delta being bad. It's like
last split.
It would be 36 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
36 minutes.
Yeah,
And
he,
Reggie would be like,
he wants one trick Braum and
it's
TK, bro.
It's like this guy can only play Braum. I click another one. Oh, it's so fucking bad. He gets vision like Pro Delta. Another click. Oh my god, it's like this. But now you're a fan.
No, he's playing
he
really
improved,
well now.
right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
For
Roger's
example,
good.
we have
Roger's
Titan,
good.
Brance, and
Yeah. I mean, there are some good talents, but okay, Titan's a talent.
Yeah.
But when you think about international competition, he doesn't match, you know? Like none of us
But do you
does.
think mental has a little bit to do with that? Because
Yeah.
every Brazilian player I see,
he's
like,
very anxious.
Titan as well. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
We can see like the feelings shown on your gameplay, right?
Mhm.
He was the flippy guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to get the mid wave, and then he get caught and the thing lose.
Well, to me, there's two big problems. One, we don't have a faker. We don't have like a role model, like a perfect player, you know, who is really insane mechanically, but also puts a lot of effort into the game, or you know, just like a real role model.
What's Funga? by
Because
the way?
our it's like
Stop. Oh,
you know.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I'm sick.
Because our best players, they are very unstable, right? So you have Hobo, for example. He won 7 titles, but half of the Brazilian scene thinks he's really shit. So, no, it's serious.
Is that true?
Yeah, they say he's troll, he's bad mechanically.
He doesn't convince
He has
the
bad
audience.
laning. If he goes to international, he'll get destroyed. It's like at least half the people think he's genius and half the people think he's trash. And
But-
he's won 7 titles.
But you guys have TT, you know? TT was like, for me, bro, when I saw this guy, it was like looking at a celebrity in CBLOL. Because I didn't know when I came to Brazil that Brazil would throw at me Malrung. I was mind blown, bro. I came here and I was like, oh, it's going to be piss easy. And then the first time I get here, they have fucking Malrung. They have the Pain super roster.
Loud.
Yeah. Loud.
Root looking like a
Yeah, Root.
Bro, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Are you serious? Where the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
is Malrung here? And then he ints, and then the next split, I'm like, oh, it's all good. Then I see TT, and I'm like, oh, am I gonna get fucked by TT? It didn't end up like that, luckily. But TT was like different too, no? Personality-wise, he was the athlete, wasn't he?
I never played with him. I only played against him. And from my perspective, playing against him, I never thought he was like insane.
But he was more of like a leader in the team.
Yeah,
is that what
I
it was?
was a consistent player.
I think he was very smart and he know how to use his team and he know how to coordinate his team. I
Yeah.
think that's his biggest strength.
Yo, TT, if you're watching, I'd love to have you on here one time. Yeah, TT,
That would be
fucking
great.
Cool. That would
Yeah.
be awesome.
That would be very nice.
So yeah.
For example, when we played against him in finals or you know in CBLOL in general, I had Titan on my team. I would rather play with Titan every time, you know,
Yeah.
because
Titan is exceptional.
yeah.
Exceptional.
So
I mean, that was a teenager Titan, right?
yeah,
He wasn't like
the prime,
this.
prime Titan.
Yeah, that was bro.
Yeah,
No,
what
really, Titan. I think he's better when he doesn't talk. Like if you put a duct tape around his mouth and
I don't
just-
see this happening ever again.
just leave like support and jungle coordinate the team. The pain.
You
would
know
be
my
better.
hypothesis with Titan is he got too much pussy.
What?
He got too much pussy. Like
yeah,
he got too many women.
Yeah,
I think that's the problem. Like no joke.
that's the
I think he
third
got,
problem in Brazil.
Oh, that's a problem
They-
all across
yeah,
They enjoy life too much.
I've
I
seen so
think.
many players lose their way.
the board. Because
Yeah.
my thought process with Titan is like he got laid, and I was like, whoa, that's fucking good, you know? Because he started when he was a kid,
Yeah, yeah.
and then since then he's like, oh, I need to be more charismatic. You motherfucker is stands up, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just me and Joko.
Okay,
we,
so
we kind of vibe, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
So-
so first,
Joke is getting you.
So what's the reason we're shit?
yeah. First, we don't have a faker.
So we don't have like one guy to lead them all, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Are you saying, for example, would you say like Caps and Bjergsen were examples of that?
Yeah, like I think maybe. Yeah, I think no one can do that right now. But like the second you already brought up to me, like people just enjoy life too much in Brazil.
Yeah.
Like honestly, to me the biggest problem for me is that the Brazilian culture is just not made for.
Okay. I'll be honest with this one, by the way. I talked to our ranger about this, and I said, "Bro, I'm so confused, you know,
Uh-huh.
because when I first got here, I had the tabe mentality, you know. I slept in the office. I'd be there, 8 a.m. in the morning. I'd leave 2 a.m. I'd be up there again, 7, 8, 6 o'clock sometimes, for 4 months. Then I look on my Twitter. and I see coaches and players in parties. They're like drinking. Like we have a fucking player pouring another player like drinks like this, like in their mouth. That's a cultural thing, where they get the drink.
When you want, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, how do they have time for this? You know, Stardust too. Stardust was one of them. But I was very surprised actually because he was Korean. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah, I do agree with that actually. I was really surprised. But my team, we work super hard, right?
Yeah,
but
you were really lucky with your players.
I think so. But I think it's really also hard to win internationally still.
Yeah, but I mean, I think what he's saying is true. I don't think it's a problem to enjoy life sometimes. I think people just can't be consistent when they do it too much, you know?
Yeah.
Like, from what I know, there are players that they need it to function well. If you don't give them that, you know, that day of the week to do what they want, they can't fucking work like for shit. And if you do, they can perform. So I think it goes from person to person. But my experience when our team when Osorio was doing the greatest, it was only work.
You know, that was something I wanted to ask you about though. Like, despite that being true, the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Brazilians are at the same time, one of the hardest people I've ever seen working. Like some of the hardworking people, actually. No joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know a lot of people. Like look at my editing team, right? Lace, this guy works like a lot, bro, and he's paid like a slave. The problem is like the economy and stuff, you know. he is for his work. Like the economy and everything, you get so little money for it. I'm not saying all the players are like that.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, I don't know if I fully agree with you that. But what's the second point other than like hard work? Because you said culture is a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Hard work. We don't have a faker.
Yeah.
And that was it. Or do you have?
I think we are a bit dumb.
I think we have really bad professionals working inside organizations.
Like
Managers.
We don't have GMs in Brazil.
Yeah, GMs, you know, these kind of people, I think, like, honestly, from the 10 teams that are in the CBLOL, maybe one or two know what they're doing. I think the rest are really bad.
Yeah. And I think something that hit our region really hard was that the players that stopped it, they didn't transition to coaching because it didn't pay. So most of them became content creators and we didn't have that transition.
So we didn't have a new generation teaching the old generation to like make them better, you know.
Because I see people doing a lot of things nowadays in CBLOL, which I sometimes look and think, wait, but that was common knowledge like 10 years ago. Why they don't do it?
So we didn't snowball.
Yeah, I mean, the day I went to watch the kid screens that invite us, I saw like the players and they didn't have some knowledge that like for me should be common sense by now, you know. So I think it was something that hurt our region.
So my question is, how do we fix this? Because I'm here to be a part of the solution. I really love Brazil so far. I love the people. Most people, not all. Most people, not all, for sure, not all, but most people. And, you know, love the food, love the culture. I really want to see a world where we at least make groups because, to be honest, losing to GAM, the sub 80 carry, that's an Uber driver, that is really unacceptable. You know, what do we need to do from your opinions? Do you guys just need to go into coaching to teach the next generation? Like, what do we need to do here?